Hello, hi, and namaste. Dear Toastmasters and guests, welcome to our 65th meeting of Speaking in Beyond Toastmasters Club. Today, we will have an education session on Toastmaster pathways, followed by today's theme, New Age Food. I am really excited about both the topics. Before we go ahead, here are a few guidelines we could follow to make the meeting better. So please bear with me while I read out the ground rules. Ground rules. To keep this podium strictly for communication and leadership purpose, I request the speakers to refrain from talking about sex, religion, and politics. Please keep your mobile phones on silent or even switch it off to avoid distracting the speaker. Since we are meeting virtually, let's follow a few more virtual rules, online rules. I request speakers and other participants on the call to switch on your video, look directly into the camera, and mute your microphone if you're not talking. Refrain from making unnecessary movements like eating, moving around the room, walking away from or talking to the people off screen. In unavoidable situation, you can switch off your video and come back immediately. Do applaud every speaker, even if your microphone is switched off. Clap your hands so that the speaker doesn't feel left out. Please avoid asking, am I audible? In case the speaker is not audible, I request the participants to show thumbs down and thumbs up gestures. Please use the raise hand option on Zoom if you choose to participate in the table topic section. And before further ado, I would like to give it to Kevin. Kevin, the meeting is yours.
Thank you so much for that warm introduction, Siddharth. And today is going to be a great session. And because we have our DTM, the Distinguished Toastmaster Priya, will be taking us through the pathways of Toastmasters and how a Toastmaster is actually going to make you a better person, not just in while we conduct the sessions, but also in our work life or real life as well. We are going to touch base on all the pathways that we have in Toastmasters and which are the paths that a newbie or already a member who has already been a Toastmaster needs to take. So we'll definitely go through that. And to just touch base on the theme of today's meeting. So today I had chosen the theme, the New Age. The New Age food, I'm sorry. So basically the idea is just to tell everyone or to give an awareness, what are the New Age food that we have in today's world and how we sometimes get due to marketing and different steps that the companies, all these FMCGs have taken, we blindly go ahead and buy this food and eat it without realizing the food that our grandmothers and our mothers have taught us are actually more than enough, and it has all the vitamins and minerals required to live a healthy life. And you need not actually depend, and not, I wouldn't say like they're saying it's all false, but sometimes we blindly go and buy a product based on the marketing and advertisement that we see. So I would like to also touch base on this area, provided we have the time. Today's session is going to be really exciting. And with this, I would like to now also call upon our presiding officer, Anuja, to say a few words, and then the session will be taken over by DTM. Over to you, Anuja.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kevin. I hope I'm audible and visible. Yes, so today is one of the most exciting meetings because we all join Toastmasters, and when we join Toastmasters, the VP membership and the VP education comes in front of us and tells us you have these options to choose. You can choose your pathway and then you give your speeches. But while joining the club and giving our first speech, we sort of forget what these pathways offer to us. We skip that part. We really don't understand how important it is to choose the right pathway, to understand what the pathway is going to offer us, and how to, take maximum advantage of the speeches that the paths have inculcated in them. So I personally feel, because in my previous division as Division C Pathways Coordinator, I can understand how each club can benefit with pathways session and how important it is for each member to understand that how to make sure that whatever path you have chosen and whatever speech you are going to give based on that, how is it going to impact your not just public speaking, but also your professional life. Like some people like to choose the path presentation mastery if they are in such jobs where they need to give presentations all the time. Some people who aspire for leadership roles, they like to choose dynamic leadership path. So it's very important that according to our aim, we choose our tailored paths and then go ahead in our Toastmasters journey. So all the members and future members who are going to join our Toastmasters club, this is a very important session for you all to learn how to, take benefits of the path and give amazing speeches, get your public speaking skills to a, new level. So I'm very happy to announce that our Division F Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Priyadarshini Sahoo, is here to give this amazing session to us, because I don't think so there can be anyone else who can, do justice with this session more than Distinguished Toastmaster Priya. And I hope you all benefit from this session, and we understand all the things that she is going to convey and make sure that we are going to give amazing speeches thereon. So with this, I would officially commence the meeting number 65 of Speaking and Beyond. And we see that we have a couple of guests with us. So Mamta, would you like to introduce yourself? Can you hear me, Mamta? Okay. We have, do we have any other guests? Anish is going to be a guest. Yes. Yes, Anish?
Yeah.
Yes. Hi everyone. Good afternoon or good evening from my side. So yeah, I'll be the guest in this meeting, and I'm from the Anchorage Toastmasters Club. So great to be here, and thank you, Kevin, for the invite.
Welcome to the meeting, Anish.
Thank you.
We have Gomati. Gomati, are you a guest?
Yeah,
Hello?
Anuja. Yeah, this is Gomati. Hi everyone, good evening. Hello,
Yeah,
I'm audible?
yes, Gomati, go on.
Yeah, I'm Gomati. I just first session I'm attending. I recently joined in club, Toastmasters club. So my goal is I wanted to be a good public speaking and need to improve my leadership skill and interpersonal skill. That is the goal of joining this Toastmaster. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, welcome to the
Thank
meeting,
you.
Gomati. So you are from which club?
I'm from JPMC Bangalore club.
Okay, okay. Welcome to the meeting. And Mamta, yes, please introduce yourself.
Hello, Anuja. Can you
yes,
hear me?
Mamta. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello, good evening, Anuja. And myself, Mamta Reddy. I'm from basically Karnataka, from Bangalore. I'm working in a pharma company. And thank you for the opportunities to join this Toastmaster club. And thank you so much for providing the opportunity to me. And I hope this will be helpful for my personal as well as professional career. Thank you.
Yeah, sure, Mamta. I hope soon you'll be a member of our club and you'll be joining more and more meetings. So welcome to the meeting. And now I would like to hand over to Distinguished Toastmaster Priyadarshini to carry on with the pathway session. So a huge round of applause for her to welcome her on stage.
Thank you so much, Madam President, Toastmaster Anuja. A warm welcome to all of you. And first of all, I would like to express my gratitude to the club for giving me this opportunity to find a way to help the club members. Thank you so much for that. Before I start my session, I would not really enjoy to have a audio. So I will request all of you to come on video so that we can have an interactive session. We can't meet in person, but we will try as much as possible to create the feeling of sitting next to each other and learning something new or rehearsing something which we already know. Can we do that in 5 seconds? Pankaj, Mamta, Gomti, Anish. VP Public Relation, speaking and beyond, VP Public Relation always should have a face. So I would request Vanshika to come on screen as well.
Yeah, actually, Priya, my network is a little bad, so that's what I stopped the video.
No problem. No problem. Thank you so much who switched on the video just because of my request. Now, before starting the session, I would like to ask how many of you know what is Toastmaster? We will forget about what are the parts that our president told. We will come to it a little later. What is Toastmaster? Anybody can unmute and answer. I will not. Yeah.
I'll tell you, ma'am.
Okay.
Priyadarshini, can I tell you this? Yeah, Toastmaster is one entity, so it will be helpful for the like a person for the career and professional growth. How the person will speak in the public and in public, then as well as for each better improvement in his career life, and how to is build in a career like a leadership career, management skills, and how to manage the work, and this all it will be helpful in the Toastmaster. I hope so this is correct.
Yep. Thank you so much, Mamta. Let's give a huge round of applause for Mamta to come ahead and share what Toastmaster to her. And now I will ask the very simple question that we are talking a lot about. What is pathways? Anybody? Siddharth, you may want to go because I know you volunteered to go for that.
Yeah, I was very confused what pathways is. I took the MCQs that was on the website and then went ahead with it. I haven't started my curriculum based out of Toastmasters. So I'm really excited for you to go ahead and tell me what it is.
Okay, that's a good answer. Anybody has any answer? What pathway? Like, what do you think about pathways? Anything? No, nothing is right, nothing is wrong. Anything that you could think because you have heard it a lot.
The different paths one can take in the journey of Toastmaster education, the various paths which are available. Like I myself, like just like Siddharth, I have chosen public speaking as the path I would first take. There are other paths like humorous speech or the other things I forgot, but yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That's close enough. Right. Congratulations, all of you, that you know what is pathways and what is Toastmaster. Let me tell you, just forget what you know for now. Toastmaster is all about pathways and pathways is all about Toastmasters. So these are not two different things, but these are a single thing. When you enroll for Toastmaster, what you get out of it? You get pathways out of it. What are pathways? Pathways are certain way. So we all are different individuals, right? So maybe Anuja have a goal. Anuja, she has a goal that she wants to be a better leader. So she might want to choose a different path than to become a better humorous speaker. Siddharth might want to become a speaker who wants to address 500 plus crowd and wants to become a inspirational speaker. Hina might want to become a storyteller. Kevin might want to know the art of negotiation, because we try to learn things where we either lack or we need at our workplace, or we want to be better at it. Few skill we already have. I know Kevin, he's a HR, so he must be very good at negotiation skill. But he wants to be much better what he is today. He may want to go for a path which will teach him those details. You are with me in this? Okay. So for that reason, Toastmaster, we enroll for any, you enroll for any certification program, you have to go through certain trainings, materials, then you appear for exam and get a score out of it, that yeah, you have secured this much out of this much. I would say Pathways is a very beautiful program that Toastmaster International has come up with. Unlike our Indian education system, where everybody is measured against what you secure in your degree, in your college, how much marks you secure. They do not really, I feel this, you may not feel this, they do not really see how good you are at playing some game, how good you are at singing. Those are considered as extracurricular activities, but those cannot define how good you are. You will be defined as a best person or a best scorer person if you score really good at math, science, physics, whatever you have chosen. Unlike that, Toastmaster has come up with a curriculum which is called Pathways, where the programs are designed in such a way that it caters to our interest. Let's say Hina wants to become a storyteller because she wants to do that out of her interest. She can go for a path which can be very close to presentation mastery, effective coaching, where she will get a lot of opportunity to deliver some speeches in the form of stories, and also to face those difficulties, that how to come up with better stories, how she can become better. So that is there. And as mentioned, if Anuja wants to become a better leader, so we have different paths for that. So you can choose for what you join Toastmaster and which is that particular path which is aligned to the goal that you aspired for when you started your Toastmaster journey, right? Now, I would request all of you to raise your hand if you have enrolled to Pathways and at least have seen how the paths look like. Siddharth, Kevin, okay. Vanshika, Gomti, she has done. Vanshika, have you done it? Pankaj? Okay, that's fine. So if you, okay, people who have not done it, are you ready with your credentials? Like, have you enrolled yourself to Toastmasters? Pankaj?
Yes.
Okay, so that means you have the credential for Toastmasters. Now, Hina, you have not enrolled to any Pathways yet?
Sorry, not yet. I have to.
Okay.
I have to.
Okay. So let's start. Let's start doing one thing. I will just quickly log into Toastmasters. So now that we have mentioned that Toastmaster is all about Pathways and Pathways is all about Toastmaster. So we will just log into Toastmaster, toastmasters.org. We can remember this. We do not have to ask for the link, how to log in, what to do. Toastmasters, we know, .org. So this is the website we should go for, and which will give us a login screen. I am already logged in here. So I'll just show how to log in. So you can just log in here. For the first time you're trying to log in, you have to give the email ID that you have given to your VP membership in the membership form. And as we always do, like we're dealing with multiple passwords, so you may have to do a forgot password. You will get a temporary password, put that password and keep some password which you can remember. It can be as simple as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as well. But yeah, just keep a password which you can remember and you can log in again and again. The moment you enter your credential and you log in, you will see your name, because this is personalized profile for you like any other social media profile that we have. So when you click on your name, you will see what your details, your address, what you have provided. You may want to have a fancy profile. You may want to keep a picture the way I have kept your membership number. All these details you can mention. Now you have logged into Toastmaster. I would say how you will go ahead to choose a path. Now you see this Pathways here, about, and the second one is Pathways. You click here. What we have to do, we have to choose a path. So I clicked on choose a path. We will go ahead with the language English, though they provide other options like Tamil they have Spanish, they have other languages, because people have their preference over the language as well. So now once we have chosen the language, let's go ahead with the digital resource here. So how you want your Pathways to be accessed? You log in, you open your laptop and see what are the details we have. So we will go ahead with this select digital resources. Now that we have selected the digital assessment, that digital resource will get, there are two options how you can choose a path. Either you go to a shop and see what are the options that you have and pick the best one for you, or you provide, this is what I need, and get that information by fitting all the questions, answering all the questions that the vendor is asking. Similarly, pathways also have the same option. Either you go ahead and see all these paths. We have 11 paths in pathways. You go ahead and see and read about all these paths and select one path. You can do that, or you can take an assessment. What is this assessment all about? I will not really go ahead and take all the questions, but I'll just show how this assessment are going to be. Again, I am choosing the language English. So the questions will be very personal. When I can select 3 topics you are interested in learning about from the list below. But somebody can talk about, we all are going through a major change period, right? We managed ourselves from in-person, meeting people in person to virtual world. Now we were thinking about stepping out of our house and meeting people. Again, we have been forced to stay inside. There's a lot of change that is going on inside and outside our home and in our mind as well. So somebody may want to go ahead and say, I want to learn about change management, how well I can manage a change. And somebody may want to say, okay, whenever I'm presenting, I am not able to come up with a story, because everybody in the office and everywhere, story is what we're selling these days. So you may want to say, I'm not able to come up with a story, so I want to go ahead with the speech writing. Okay, so anybody wants to give any option here, like any 3 options? Siddharth, if you're speaking, or speaking?
Time management.
Time management.
Okay.
Okay,
Perfect. Okay, where do you see time management? Okay, time management here. Then second one.
Speech writing.
Speech writing you want to do. Third one.
Interpersonal communication.
Interpersonal communication. Cool. So we have all these. Sorry, anybody is saying anything? Okay, we have chosen these questions. Now the second question, you can see 3% we completed just now till now. Which of the following topics is most related to the personal and professional goals that brought you to Toastmaster? So now you can take a guess. I will just close it because we will get similar kind of questions, or I can just show this one. So let's say 2 people mentioned that time management. So I will click time management is something I joined in Toastmaster to learn. So the next question is asking, learn about what will help me significantly in my personal and professional life. I might want to say speech writing. Okay, so now if you can see, the questions are very much personal to all of us, what we want from Toastmaster. So I would request, if you are choosing this option that I want to take an assessment and see what are the options that I am getting, I would request you to be honest while answering. Somebody might say, I have joined here to become a leader, but you may not want to become a leader. That may sound fancy, but you may want to become a good public speaker. So be honest while answering those questions. This might also ask you how comfortable you are when you're speaking to public. So somebody might say, I am 5 out of 5, but you know what you are. So answer the questions that you really feel you are at. Once you do that, it will give you the option to choose the path. I'll bring up my screen again. So once you do that, it will give you the option, 3 recommendations you will get. Let's say we'll take the example of dynamic leadership, leadership development, and then effective coaching. 3 paths you will get as an option. And out of these 3, you may choose or you may not choose, because you gave your assessment, but you did not like whatever the path that came up. So then you may want to go ahead and see what are the other paths that are available. So now the first step is you go to pathways, you choose the language, then you have 2 options. Either you choose from the options by reading about the paths, or you take an online assessment. You took an online assessment, based on your answers, the Toastmaster will provide you with 3 recommendations. You may want to choose one among those 3 paths, or you may want to go ahead to explore the other paths, those were not recommended to you. Because it happens, right? When we get the suggestions, we may see what more. So now this is one way to do it. The other way is all about view path options. Now I don't want to know what I am. I just want to know what are the options that you have. Okay. So when you do that, now you see all those 11 paths are here. Sometimes I might have taken some assessment. So they have recommended me the presentation mastery path. Okay. So now you need to go through each path one by one. How you will do that? You will understand about each path here. So when you expand this, you will see what it exactly says in a very brief way. And then you read about all the paths and understand what it exactly all about. And out of reading 11 paths, you understood, okay, these 5 paths I can relate to. Then what you can do view all project in this path. When you do that, you will understand what each project contains for you. Okay, so far you are with me. You have any questions?
Now, I have a query. Now I'm choosing by going inside the pathways. I mean, one of the skills, it's like a presentation pathway I'm choosing. So in case if I'm in somewhat in between, my thought is coming like somewhere around I identified my leadership skills are very weak. So can I modify it? Can I change the pathway in between?
That's a very good question, Gomati, and thanks for asking that question. So why we say you do enough research before finalizing the path is you should know about what you're getting into. Once you select the path, you will only have 30 days to request Toastmaster International to change your path. After that, if you do not like the current path, you have to pay $20 extra for the second path. The first path comes free with your membership fee. The second path, third path, fourth path, whatever you are going to, people finish 11 paths as well. So whatever you are going to choose, you have to pay $20 each. Okay, so that is why this brainstorming session is mandatory to understand, sit and spend some time to understand what each path is all about, try to see what it has, and try to talk to people. Let's say you have been assigned with a mentor, talk to that person. If I'm getting into this, what I'm going to get out of this.
Okay.
So when you do a lot of research to find the right path for yourself, then you will enjoy it. Sometimes it may so happen, Gomati, that you may not enjoy your path, but understand if you're not enjoying, you're really growing because you're challenging yourself.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Got it.
So
yeah,
now we will, thank you so much, Gomati. Now we will move ahead with the different levels of path. So out of 11 paths, you have found the best one for you. As per your assessment, your research, you have found the best one for you. Now it's time to come up with the speeches so that you complete levels one by one. So that is, and let me tell you, there is no certain time frame that you should take to complete one part. It can be as soon as 3 months you are taking to complete an entire part, or you may want to go by your own pace to complete an entire part. But it's always better to at least deliver one speech in a month. It's better because when you are putting that effort, you will also understand the growth. But if you deliver one speech and come back in the sixth month and delivering the second speech, you will not understand the growth. You might be the same person. Okay. So now we will talk about level 1. Whatever path you choose, level 1 remains same for all the paths. You have chosen presentation mastery, somebody else has chosen dynamic leadership, somebody else has chosen effective coaching. Level 1 remains same for all. You have to deliver an icebreaker speech, where icebreaker speech is nothing but your introduction to the club. It's all about yourself, 4 to 6 minutes. Second speech is all about writing a speech with purpose. This is very crucial. Whenever you are coming up with talking to people, you should have a purpose. Why are you talking even? If you do not have why you want to talk, you should understand that part, and you should write a speech where you have a purpose to talk or communicate to the audience. Third speech is all about introduction to vocal variety and body language. Somebody is delivering a speech. I come here and I talk about okay, today we are going to talk about icebreaker writing speech with purpose, you may not connect with me because I'm going on the same pace. You may not see which is crucial, which is not. So that is a speech where you will write a speech and deliver in such a way that you will incorporate your vocal variety and body language. Body language is nothing but you know how to hone the stage. You may want to hand gestures, you may want to use stage. All these details should be there. And the last one is all about evaluation and feedback. In our life and also in Toastmaster, it is really important to know how to receive a feedback. Apart from the work where every year we get feedback and we do not agree to, in our life also we get feedback. Sometimes we grow because we know how to implement that feedback. And sometimes we do not grow and we decline that, okay, I don't agree that you have this feedback for me. So it is really crucial to know that we should know how to implement the feedback. You deliver a speech, as the evaluator will give you feedback, and you come back next time, incorporate those feedback and deliver it. Now you understand, okay, that person told you, when you delivered the speech, there was no concluding message for us. So when you are delivering the next speech, you be mindful about having a concluding message there, because that was the feedback that you have got. So now that you have understood how to implement the feedback and how to take the evaluation, you must try your hand in evaluating somebody else's speech. Because it's very easy to say, okay, this speech did not do well, you did not have conclusion, you did not have a vocal variety, but it's very tough to appreciate what they have done good. To learn that art of giving an evaluation, you need to practice it. So level 1 is all about mastering the fundamentals. There is no rocket science over here, right? You are talking about yourself, you are giving a speech which has a purpose, you are delivering a speech where you have vocal variety, body language, and you are learning the basic skill of life, evaluation and feedback. So this is all about level 1. It will be same for all the past. Now coming to level 2, where you are learning your style. Because here you will have speeches to understand your communication style. Some path might have understanding your leadership style, understanding your time management skill. So these are all about knowing ourselves better, right? If you know what kind of communicator you are, you will find the effective way to communicate or to get some work done. So level 2 is all about understanding your communication style. So when we talk about these objectives, you might have, I'll just pause for a second. So when we talk about all these objectives, you might have a question that these objectives are very streamlined towards a particular thing. You might think, okay, you have to do only on communication style. So what should I speak about? The objective is specific, but the topic is up to you. You may want to give an example of the discussion that you had with a mother in the morning and what kind of discussion it was, and try to get a message out of it. What kind of communication style that you used and what kind of communication style your mother used. So that might become a speech. You are meeting a lot of people every day. You're organizing get-togethers with your friends. So those are the topics that become your speech, which should align to the objective. Clear? Any questions? No questions. Thank you. So now we will go ahead. Now we have learned the fundamentals, and we have learned what is your style so that we can work on it, right? So now that we have done the basics and we know what we already have and what we do not have, we will go ahead to increase our knowledge. Increase our knowledge is the project. Let's say we have chosen this path is called presentation mastery. Presentation mastery gives a lot of opportunity to persuade people or to tell a story to people, present something so that people will say, wow, this is it. Like we are onboarded with your idea. So here, the third project is all about persuasive speaking. You want to persuade people here. You are somebody who has developed a project, or you are a student, you have created, you have done an assignment, and you want to convince that your assignment is the best one, or your project is the best one. So how to persuade people that way? So this particular project will force you to know about how to do that. You do a project and you deliver a speech which is all about persuasive speaking. take the feedback from your evaluator and try to see how you can fit in those feedback when you're implementing back at your personal and professional life. Along with these increasing knowledge processing speaking, you will have elective projects as well, where you can choose two among multiple options, where you might have connect with your audience, creative effective visual aids, deliver social speeches, focus on the positive. So there are few projects which is very what I say, like attractive or intuitive to attempt. Let's say when it says when it says focus on the positive, this is a particular project which will ask you to observe your the incidents of your life from past couple of weeks and talk about those stories, only focusing on the positive reaction of yours. So these kind of projects will help us to make our days better, that we are focusing, many things are happening in our life, but we are focusing only on positives. So out of all these options, you will have to choose only two. That's the minimum. You can go ahead and complete all of these, but choose only two to complete your level 3. So we have learned mastering fundamentals, we have learned our style, we have started working on increasing our knowledge. Now it's all about building skills. Level 3 and level 4, there is a very thin line between these two levels, where it challenges us to come up with our own style, or to brush up the knowledge that we already have and to gain some more knowledge. So in presentation mastery, if I talk about particularly, there will be a project which is called managing difficult audience. What is managing difficult audience? I'm talking here, you people are being very nice. You are on mute, you are not asking me questions, but it doesn't happen always. You might go ahead and deliver a presentation and people will have 1,000 questions. They will interrupt you. They will ask you how to handle such audience and still continue with the presentation and complete your presentation. So that is what you are going to learn in managing difficult audience. As similar to level 3, it will also have elective projects. You may have to go through what those are and find minimum 2. Here we have minimum 1 to choose and complete that. You may want to go ahead with completing all of them. Now we have done level 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we are at the final level, which is level 5. We have done a lot of job. Now it's time of showcasing what we have learned by doing this particular part. So what you have to do, demonstrate what you have learned. So if you are talking about the path, presentation mastery, you have to prepare to speak professionally, because your intent was to choose the path presentation mastery because you wanted to present really well, so that people will be convinced and they will buy your product, buy your idea, or they'll be convinced in whatever you are presenting. So you need to learn how to speak professionally. So that's the project that you will have. And the final project in each path is all about reflecting on the entire path. Reflecting on the entire path meaning, when you have taken a path, you have gone through multiple challenges in the path. You have enjoyed level 2, you enjoyed level 2, you did not enjoy level 3 because it was pushing you a lot. What to do? What should be my content when I'm talking about that topic? You had challenge when talking about level 4. So when you are doing reflect on your path, you should talk about all those so that somebody else who is looking at you will say, okay, I am going ahead with this path, or I'm not at all going ahead with this path. So this is all about your pathways. I'll just quickly show where you will get the evaluation sheet to provide when you are delivering a speech. So everybody knows what is the procedure to deliver a speech, like the basic procedure. You let Kevin know, he's a VP8, that I'm going to deliver a speech, then what to do, then what to do, and then what to do. Anybody wants to unmute and tell me? Nobody knows how to go ahead with the speech. Kevin, you have a lot of work to do because people don't know what should they do to deliver a speech.
Correct. I think I have to refresh them on that probably after your session.
Okay.
Your session is a stepping stone.
Okay. Thank you so much, Kevin. You are an HR and I know you know how to talk. Okay. So what should be the basic procedure when you are thinking about attending a project? First, you let Kevin know that, Kevin, I am going to deliver my speech. and you said so and so date I'm going to deliver my speech, and then you go on pathways log into pathways and see what is the objective of your speech. Okay, let's say we are talking about evaluation and feedback. Evaluation and feedback we are talking about. I will just open it. You can see level 1, level 2, level 3, level 5 here. So I'll just open. It will take a while.
Okay, while that is loading, Priya, just out of curiosity, how many pathways have you completed?
I have completed 2.
Is that enough for becoming a DTM?
Yep, that's the minimum requirement. And
Great.
we believe in minimum. Okay, thanks for that question. Now you can see whichever path, whichever level you are pursuing, you just click on that, it will give you a page. So when you open that page, there you will see, when you click on this drop down, you will see assess your skills before, assess your skills after. Okay, here it is. Why this particular option we have? Because when we're delivering a speech, it's not just that we're delivering a speech, we're assessing ourselves. I might think I am really great at delivering speeches, so I will mark myself 5. But when I delivered my speech, I felt audience did not react the way I wanted. So then I will come back, and after my speech, I will rate myself, no, there is still scope of improvement. So I would rather rate myself 3 now. Okay, so this is really important to mark ourselves, to assess our skills before and after. Okay, assess your skill before and be honest to yourself, because this is something which you are going to assess and you are going to see, nobody else. So you did that. Now you go ahead. Here you will find, okay, this is giving me the entire material. I do not want it. So here you want to see the evaluation resource. This evaluation resource will tell you what is your objective. So when you are giving this evaluation form to your evaluator, mention your member name, your name, your evaluator name, what is the date you are doing, mention the speech title. Now the purpose statement you read it twice, thrice, as many times as possible to understand what you should come up as a speech, how you should come up as a speech. Then notes for the evaluator. You also read all these, and there are different parameters. Your evaluator will evaluate you, the points that you really did great, the points you may want to work on, and the points to challenge yourself. And also the evaluator will rate you on the basis of all these points: clarity, vocal variety, eye contact, gestures, audience awareness, all these details. So you keep this ready when before preparing a speech, write your speech as per the objective, let Kevin know you are going to deliver your speech, or you, if you are from JPMC, let your VP know when you are planning to deliver your speech. Then give this evaluation form to your evaluator, ask them to fill it up for you, get it, and keep it with yourself. Okay, so that completes the cycle. You may want to upload the evaluation sheet as well for your record, so that once you complete your path or level, you may want to check back how far you have come. So that's all I had for all of you. I would request all of you, just go ahead and select your path and explore these. Then you will have a lot of questions. Delivering speech is easy, but finding the right speech and right path for yourself will define how far you will go in your Toastmaster journey. So if any questions that you have, you may want to ask now, or I'm there in your group as well, or you can ask the questions whenever you feel free. I'm totally fine, but I hope you guys are going to deliver your speech, because I'm sure Anuja has arranged this session because you have to deliver till your level 2, so that you can get the better perks of Toastmaster, which is international speech contest. So target now, deliver 2 speeches in a week, and be eligible to participate in international speech contest.
Okay. Sure, Gomadi, you can go ahead.
No, I have a query that, yeah, thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster. Yeah, Priya, actually, I have a query. Now, actually, I have joined in the JPMC Bangalore, right? So in that club, so can I give my speech in the other club as well?
Yes.
or
you
how
can?
I can?
Okay. So your VP Ed is Akansha, if I'm not wrong. Satya.
Tanuja.
Okay, Tanuja is the president. Okay, you let
Yeah,
Tanuja
president.
know that you
Okay.
want to deliver your speech. She will arrange speech slots for you. It might be inside in JP Morgan Club, or it might be at the club where you're attending the session, or it might be anywhere else based on your comfort. So once you're a member, you can, the way you are attending the session at Speaking and Beyond, you can deliver the speeches also at Speaking and Beyond if Kevin approves.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Thank you. If no more questions, back to you, Kevin. And thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Priya. The pleasure is always ours. And to have to listen to the session. And so I'm sure everyone would have got an idea of what is Toastmasters and what we do in Toastmasters. So Pathways is all about that. And thank you so much, Priya, for explaining that in detail. I'm sure most of you would have got an idea. And like Priya said, Priya is always available to you. And all of you, I would request you to please ask if you have any questions on how you can browse through the website and choose the different paths that you would like to, especially the newbies. I'm sure the older ones would already be doing a pathway now. So yeah, so thank you for that. Now today, so since we don't have any more questions, is there any question that anyone would like to ask?
I'll go ahead. I was just giving time for others who had more important questions. So I'll just ask my silly question. So how long does it take to finish one pathway?
Okay, so that as I mentioned, it totally depends on you, how you want to proceed. But the recommended way is to have that continuous improvement so that you continuous deliver the speeches. Like if you think you can deliver one speech in a month, so that way you will be able to better track your journey. But if you give a gap, you may have to start from the zero again. So it's better to continuously deliver speeches, and it will not take much time to complete your path. I have completed path in 6 months, and I also have completed my first path in 2 years. So it's up to us which speed we are going ahead with. So it's better to deliver the speech frequently, and so that you can see the minute improvement yourself.
Priya, thank you. Thank you for that clarification. I also have another query that I wanted to ask. Let's say, for example, we have completed one speech basis the objective that's given in the path. Is there somebody who is helping us track our improvement in the second speech? Like, I think if I'm not wrong, we are given some sort of a mentor when we are assigned a mentor when we start. But then are we given any sort of improvement points I understand we get from the evaluator, but when we try to implement those, how good was the implementation or how bad, or where can we work the implementation on making it better? Is there somebody who can help us out on that, or is there a particular assignment on that? How can we do that?
Yeah, that's a really valid question, and we all should think about it. When you have been assigned with a mentor, I would request, this is high time you build that connect with the mentor. What I usually do, I am delivering a session today, I might go back and ask my mentor, these are the things I spoke about in the session today. So what do you think I could have done better? So I will get the suggestion today. And when next time I am going, I will try to incorporate all those. So have that connect with your mentor so that when you are writing your first speech, you are getting approval from your mentor that, okay, Vanshika, you are now good to go ahead with the first speech. So you are delivering your first speech, you got a couple of suggestions. Let's say you did not have a strong message in your speech, and you were very confined to a particular place when you are delivering your speech. So these are two feedback that you have got in your first speech. Second speech, when you are going, you tell your mentor, or your mentor might remind you, okay, these are the feedbacks that I had, and this time I do not want these two feedbacks to come. I want something else you'll get. Obviously, every time you'll get different feedback, but you will make sure that you are not trying to confine yourself to a particular place while delivering the speech, and you are having a strong message. So that way, when we are going through each speech, we are growing also. So the mistakes, or I would not say mistakes, the areas where we have not excelled. In our fifth speech, we will try to incorporate all those 4 feedbacks that I have gone in last 4 speeches, I will include. So this is a connect between you and your mentor to work together to ensure that you are becoming better speech by speech and level by level.
Got it. Thank you. Also, I wanted to know if like the previous evaluator who gave us those feedbacks can again help us if they are listening to our speech in the following session or something. So they can also help us out in understanding how good our implementation of those feedbacks were, right?
Yep. Yep. They also can do. That depends on the club culture. Like if you are delivering a speech here, Kevin was your evaluator. Next time when you are delivering the speech, Kevin is not your evaluator, but he's present in the meeting. So he will tell you, okay, Vanshika, good job. Last time you had this, but this time it was not there. So this is the culture that we are creating in our club.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So to add on to what Priya said, so it's like, so from what Vanshika asked, whether like the evaluation is done and is the evaluator not going to give the feedback later on, they'll definitely give feedback. And so it's more like Toastmaster is about how seriously you take it, not just Toastmaster, anything for that matter. If you keep practicing it every week, be a better person, to be a better person, be a better public speaker. We just need to follow that pathway because I would recommend everyone to just read your evaluation form first, or just go through the pathway before you actually give a speech or prepare a speech. That way, the actual idea of giving that speech will be taken care of. So it's very clearly explained in that website. So that's how you will actually improve. Is there any more questions that if anyone has left out, or any questions, even a silly question or?
I have one question.
Yes, Mandeep.
I do not have the login credentials yet, so if someone can guide me after the session.
Sure, Pankaj. I will just work this out with my VP membership as well. That is Tulika. I will just let you know, not today, but then we will definitely connect this week. Okay, just ping me once on WhatsApp and then we'll connect on this.
Sure, Kevin. Thanks.
Sure, thanks.
Yeah, I was just about to say it was a very, very insightful session. And as the saying goes, only when you start studying, you get more doubts. So the more I dig into it, there are a lot of doubts. So I'm definitely going to ping you and see, filter the silly doubts and come to the main ones, and then, put it on the group. But
you can ask all the questions that you might get.
Yeah, but on a very broad spectrum, it was so slow and, very paced. Like I could follow very easily. So yeah, it's a great session for me and the whole club.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I completely agree to what Siddharth said. It was a session that was delivered very well. So we could all absorb what Priya was saying. And I'm sure it was informative for everyone. And we just have like 4 minutes. I mean, if there's any final question that anyone wants to ask, or then we will go ahead with the prepared speech for the day. Okay, I think, okay, with that, I would like to now, I would like to introduce our evaluator. Evaluator is none other than our presiding officer, Toastmaster Anuja, who will be evaluating the speaker, Anish, who will be giving his second pathway icebreaker speech today. So I would like to request Anish, Anuja to just give a word about the evaluation, and then we'll carry on with the speaker.
Yes, thank you so much, Toastmaster Kevin. So our speaker today is Toastmaster Anish, who will be attempting his icebreaker speech for effective coaching. So the motto of this, or the project, is to introduce himself to the club and speak about himself. So I hope that you will give a wonderful icebreaker speech. So all the best to you, Toastmaster Anish.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anuja. All right, Toastmaster Kevin, I'm just pinning you as my timer. Get started.
Sure. So Anish, before you start, I just wanted to give a small intro.
Sure.
So Anish, I personally know Anish. He was my junior at Christ. We did MBA together, the same college. And Anish is working as a learning and development. He's working in the learning and development department for Laos. And he's from Anchor Ed Toastmasters Club. And he's also having a music band, if I'm not wrong. And yeah, so with that, and Anish will be giving the icebreaking speech today for the second pathway that is chosen. And the speech title is My First. And over to you, Anish.
See the storm set in your eyes, see the thorns twist in your side, and I wait without you, with or without you, with or without you. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Let me take a guess. You're wondering why on earth is he singing a song instead of starting a speech? Well, I have an answer for that question. Hopefully, if that is the question that came through your mind, instead of why is he singing and bothering us. The answer for that question is the reason behind the speech. I'm going to share with you the story that led up to my very first attempt of singing on stage in front of people. I used to sing on my own by myself, and this was one of the first opportunities that in my life that came to me, and I'm going to share the story with you. Now, as we walk across life, we meet different people from different places, religions, castes, you name it. You have come across these kind of people. Yet there's a saying that the easiest way to know someone is to listen to their type of music, the playlist that they listen to, the genres that they listen to. I could not agree to the statement even more, as I had influences ranging from all kinds of music, and I had a lot of inspiration from my family. As my mother would make me listen to the yesteryear classics from Bonnie M, ABBA, all the Western, English music legends, whereas my brother would make me listen to the 90s, the 2000s music of hip hop, R&B, metal, rock music, and my father, he did his best to direct me towards the pathway of classical music. And I really did my best to embrace it and understand and learn that type of music and try to learn more about it. Yet I understood that this is my own journey that I have to figure out by myself in terms of finding my music, finding my song, finding something that resonates within me. This was a daunting task, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Let me not put it any other ways about. Fortunately, I had an amazing guide, a confidant, anything that you can think of, in the form of my mother, Miss Bina Joseph, the captain of my ship, to give me guidance in terms of what I had to do. This was a huge task. Let me not take that away from you. But she was always there to guide me. To be fairly honest, during that time of my life, the only promotion I was getting was being promoted from a bathroom singer to a dining room singer to a living room singer. Yet the biggest hike or the biggest jump that I received was the opportunity that presented itself before me and my family when the church in our society had a function, and the priest or the people who were organizing the function reached out to my parents saying that, we have heard that Anish sings in the house. Would he be willing to sing for us in the function? This was it, fellow Toastmasters and guests. This was my moment to showcase into the world about who I am. This is me. Take it or leave it. Hopefully take it, not leave it. This was the turn of the tide, as I had to go through one song that I could sing and showcase my talent. And I was stuck in a dilemma because I did not know which song to pick. I came up with one song, a gospel song, that would suit the environment. And I went to my confidant and my guide, my mother, saying, this is the song that I had in mind. She said, it's a beautiful song, but does it make you feel happy? Does it make you want to sing? My honest answer was, no, it doesn't. It's a song that I feel I have to sing because of the environment, because of the situation. She thought for a minute and she asked me, why don't you sing this song? And this song was called With or Without You by a band from Britain known as U2. I immediately said, that's a great suggestion. But the song is about a singer who's a person who's yearning for somebody's love, attention. He's a scorned lover who's trying to find that love that he has lost. I was thinking to myself, I don't think this is a good song to sing in a church function, celebrating the priests in the church as well. I was again confused. I was overthinking about it. I was thinking, what if I sing and immediately after the song, the priests come down and say, you can leave now. Your services are no longer required. I immediately went back to my mother and I had this question. Mom, I'm not sure we should sing this. You might actually get kicked out of the society. She thought about it for a moment and she gave that so familiar smile that would give me a sense of reassurance that I can never explain. And she asked me, what does this song mean to you? I immediately said, you. Every time I sing this, I sing to you. It makes me happy when I sing the song to you. She, with that same smile, she said, go ahead, sing this song. Whatever else comes our way, I will handle it. And with that confidence that she always gives me, any challenges that has come to me in my life, I went ahead and did it. And the rest, as they say, is history. With the end of the performance, as I came back off the stage and with the event closing, one of the priests who was being facilitated in the function came to me and in front of my family, in front of my mother and father, told me, the Almighty has given you a gift, cherish it, honor it and learn from it. Do not let it go. And as he walked away, I looked up to my mother and we both chuckled, thinking, did he really listen to the song or was he just being nice about it? Fellow Toastmasters, and yes, it's been 6 to 9 years that I've followed my passion of being a singer-songwriter, where I moonlight as a singer-songwriter on the weekends and do my 9 to 6 on the weekdays. This is something I really feel passionate about and makes me feel who I am and gives me more clarity. And this is something I really feel very close to when close to my mother when I ever perform and whenever I'm on stage. It's been 3 years since I've lost my mother, and every time I get a request on stage to sing this particular song, I have a small smile that comes across my face, and I'm pretty sure wherever she is, she does the same. This is something that really connects me to her, and I always feel whenever I perform this particular song, she's right next to me, cheering me on, like she did in the beginning. This is what I would urge all of you fellow Toastmasters and guests to. Find that one true song, that one true music that will resonate within you, that will speak for you, that will give you that clarity. I can only give you words to explain it because it's a different feeling altogether. But when you do find it, all I ask you to do is to embrace it, live it, and love it. Over to you, Toastmasters, for today. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that wonderful speech, Anish. It was really nice to know about your journey, and it was a wonderful ice-breaking speech as well. Since I personally know you, I have also attended one of your the session that in one of the pubs. I don't really recollect which one of that was, but it was wonderful to have you in our session as well today. And so to go ahead with the session, since we have some time remaining, so I thought, why not let's just have a small table topic session and based on the theme for today, which is the new age food. And so for the first topic, I'm not going to pick anyone. So if anyone wants to take up or if anyone is willing to give it a try, I would recommend the newbies to give it a try first so that you can start getting the actual feel of being a Toastmaster. To start off, the first topic that I have in my mind is, just a moment. The difference between traditional food and modern food. I'll repeat the topic once again. The difference between traditional food and modern food. Just to reiterate, the time for the speech is 2 minutes. And I will be the timer myself. So you will see the cards changing, the color changing in my background. If you see green, it is you've reached 1 minute. If you see yellow, it's 1 minute 30 seconds, and if it's red, it is 2 minutes, and you have a buffer of 30 seconds. So anyone who would like to give it a try, the difference between traditional food and modern food.
Yeah, I can take a moment. This.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you for giving this opportunity. Yeah, tradition food and the modern food. So tradition food will give a healthy and illness, less illness. That way we can live with a healthy. But modern food, it's like junk food. The modern food is nothing but it's like a junk food. So many that street food and all the things. It is not a very good. It is oily and so many unhealthy. It will not give. So because of that reason, we are getting so much of illness, and always we are depending on the doctors. But the same way, the traditional food, in the sense of the different state and a different culture, they have their own tradition. It's like if you are taking example in South India, we have a very healthy food, very good. It's like millets and that idli, dosa. I mean that type of the traditional food. Really, it is good and without oily and it's steamed. And it was a good actually, right? That one will give healthy, and we don't want to go with the extra fitness. I mean, in fitness centers, we don't want to go and do all things, right? I mean, exercises, those things. So this one will really give the good fit and a good healthy. So that is the way tradition food. Even I like to cook, and I like to eat the tradition food compared to the modern food like a pizza or a burger or such things. Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Thank you so much for that speech, Gomati. That was really, you really touched based on the topic that we discussed, that is the traditional and modern food, and how traditional food is actually good compared to some of the modern foods that we have these days. And now to come to the next, the next table topic that I have for you is all right. If anyone can share an experience, or if anyone can tell us an ethnic food that you're not familiar with and suddenly became popular in recent years. Basically, the point is, like, if you can recollect one ethnic food that recently became popular. Earlier, it was known earlier. It was always there. But recently, due to a hype, it suddenly became popular and everyone started going back to the traditional time. A food that anyone can recollect, an ethnic food. Or if anyone can tell us an ethnic food that you really love to have often. Anyone who would like to give it a try? Okay, I hope the topic is not very difficult. It's basically an ethnic food that you always like to have.
Yeah, Kevin, maybe I can. Okay, sorry, somebody's not stopping. Sorry.
No, you can go ahead. I'm sorry about that. I'll try to mute someone else. You can go ahead.
Yeah, this is Sijo. Okay.
Yes, Sijo.
Yeah, there's something which has become very famous in Kerala. Maybe I can relate to that. There's something called puttu. I don't know how do you spell that in. I mean, how do you tell that in English? Maybe you can think of something like steamed rice powder. It's made in a shape of like a kind of what is it? What is that shape? Maybe Kevin, you can also attribute to that. So putta has become one of the major highlights in all the shops these days. So since from the COVID starting, I've been in Kerala. So what I've seen is like this has been there for I don't know, maybe from 1900s, or maybe I don't know how many years it's been there. But recent days, wherever we go, we can see different kinds of or different improvisations of this putta, like a putta with kadala or putta with meat. So there a lot of things has come in place. So that is something which I could think of what you had, and even I really like it. And it's one of my favorite dishes also, like putta and the kadala curry. So that is one thing which I could remember, which has become very, which was ethnic and which has become so popular these days. Yeah, over to you, Kevin.
Thank you so much, Sijo, for sharing that that favorite food of yours, putta. Put is also, I also like putta, but it's just that some put creates a problem in my stomach due to some reason. But otherwise, I really like the combination of putta kadala or putta and a banana. Yeah, so that's a clear example of an ethnic food, and it's also healthy because it's cooked in steam. Okay, now I have another interesting and a debatable topic here. I hope the brands are not someone from the marketing team or the actual CEOs from the brands are not here. The topic is, okay, it is Lipton green tea or a piece of ginger. Okay, I'll tell you why I'm saying this. Sometimes if everyone is not quite sure of why this topic is there. So basically, there's a hype that green tea is having it's better compared to the benefits that you get out of a regular piece of ginger. So I'm so sorry, I have this value with me. Just give me a moment. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's called an oxidation level. So basically, my question here is, how is there someone who supports, do you like to have green tea or a piece of ginger instead? Or the other aspect I would like to touch upon is, are you someone who likes to have branded food or goods that are marketed in such a way that makes you buy and have it often? Or are you someone who likes to have traditional food? Anyone who would like to give it a try? And also your reason for the same, like why do you want to do that? Why do you want to have the brands that are marketed in the market, and why do you want to have traditional food?
Can I say? Oh, sorry. Yeah, please go ahead, Priya.
Sure. So Gomati, I think since you gave one speech, I think we'll give Priya a chance. Priya, you can go.
Vanshika, you wanted to go?
Yeah, so
Let her go. I spoke a lot.
Okay, no problem. So I'll go for this. So I have a friend who is very into following certain diets, and in particular, I would say keto. So he believes in ordering food from places like, who curate your meals in a very diet sort of a way. Like they'll give you whatever according to this nutritionist who is apparently assigned to each person, and he'll curate a meal and all that. So he orders from places like Food Darzi or Healthify, etc., etc. And because these are so well marketed, I feel that, a lot of people are having a big fan following for these kind of foods. But in my opinion, nothing beats home food. Nothing is a more balanced meal than a home food. Like if you eat home food and you're trying to just, be fit, be healthy, no way can a natural element be a substitute for a marketed or a processed element. That is my point of view over here. Thank you. Over to you again, Kevin.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Vanshika. And absolutely. So that's exactly what I was trying to ask through this topic, and you clearly answered it. So yes, we do have a lot of hype these days with apps like Healthify, Cult.com, and so there's a lot of focus towards fitness, but the actual truth is sometimes, I would say, it's not actually looked upon. So people just go ahead and buy brands blindly, thinking whatever they mentioned in the advertisement is true, and without even checking the facts. So I think since we do not have a time to accommodate one more speech, so we have an evaluation that has to be done. Just I wanted to also touch upon this, the branding part of not just in food, be it anything for that matter, like even the mutual funds and stock market that people invest in. We are seeing a lot of advertisement these days, and these companies have made advertisement in such a manner that they make us feel, yes, if you do it, then you are in safe hands, be it your financially or food. But sometimes we might land into trouble because we are not doing a research ourselves. And today in this WhatsApp university that we are living in, we are just getting this piece of information from here and there. And somebody who might be really jobless will compile and make all this and just give pointers. And we just, especially our parents these days, they blindly believe in whatever WhatsApp forwards they get. That is with regard to food, finance, or anything for that matter. So let's not fall into all these traps and be vigilant and also do a research and ourselves. We have got a lot of information these days. Be careful on choosing what is the good and bad, and let's be careful in this area. So with this, I would like to now, without taking much time, we just have like around 11 minutes to go. So I would like to now call upon the evaluator for today's speech, Toastmaster Anuja, to give her evaluation. Over to you, Anuja.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kevin. First of all, huge round of applause for Toastmaster Anish for such a wonderful icebreaker speech. The way he introduced, the way he started the speech was amazing. And the way it was related to the full context of the speech that he was giving, it was based on music and how it impacts his life, and he gave the intro in that manner. So I would give 100 points on that. This is something of an ISC level, that I would say, when your whole speech is so much connected with your intro and everyone is hooked on to that intro, that what is this person, why is he singing, how is it connected to the speech. So very well done there. You had a good story, and you had your story in wonderful parts for your, the ending and also the body that you were speaking on. So your story was very much relatable to what you were saying. Also, the way you said that how our title songs in our life, or how the playlist shows what personalities we have, which is very true. And then you related to it that how you have so much exposure to different music because of your family members, and your first intro to when you got excited to sing and everything. You had the expressions, you had a wonderful story to tell, you had voice modulations, you had dialogues in your speech. So all in all, you had whatever is needed to make a speech enthralling and get connected to audience. You can very well see how the audience were connected to your speech and how everyone listened to, okay, what is Anish speaking on. So wonderful job done there. One of the not just one, it's a very minute thing that I would like to say is when you have a story to say, and when you are you have a lot of conversations there, it's a very good practice to inculcate voice modulations. If not very much, not going in a very dramatic manner, like not just making out or mimicking someone, but just something simple like taking a pause and then just switching position. Like when you're speaking like Anish and then you're having a conversation with your mom, you can just tilt yourself to one side and then just to convey that you are having a dialogue with someone. Similar with like when there is this part in your speech where the church people were excited when you were going to sing, so that you can convey in that sort of manner, that people out there, so that would make your speech much better. Also, I could see that you had a lot of content and there was no point for you to forget your thing or what are you going to speak. But if you would have inculcated few pauses in your speech, like so your mom said, I don't think we should do this. What does the song mean to you? And then you should have taken a pause just to convey the audience that you were talking about your mom, and then you should have said, it means you. So when you speak it like that, it just shows the impact that this person has on your life. If it just flows in a conversation, it won't give that much impact to the audience as sentence should give. So try to introduce few pauses, like, and as you know, the rest, as they say, is history. And then take a pause and then give the next sentence. Give the audience some time to absorb what you are trying to convey, because you have your full story there, you have all the dialogues there. This is your story, the stage is yours. You can just come up with a song and we will still enjoy it. The speech was so good. So don't worry about that, just inculcate few pauses. And when you are passionate about something, as we could see that you are passionate about music, the speech just speaks for itself. We all could see in your eyes and in your body manner that you are so much passionate about music. So a wonderful job done. And I see that you will be giving amazing speeches further in the Toastmaster journey. So all the best for that. And wonderful icebreaker speech.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anuja.
Thank you very much for that wonderful evaluation, Toastmaster Anuja. And all right, so I was also a timer for today. So I would like to just tell the time taken by everyone. Priya is fine, you're not in the timer clock. But the rest of the people, Anish has taken 7 minutes and 3 seconds. And we had Gomati, who took 2 minutes. And Sijo took less than 1 minute. Vanshika took less than 1 minute. And even Anuja has taken 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Everyone was within the time, which is great. And so today's meeting was fantastic. I really enjoyed myself. I'm sure most of you would have enjoyed, and also I've got a lot of takeaways from today's session, especially since today was a pathway session. And with this, I would like to now hand over the stage to Toastmaster Anuja, who is our presiding officer. Over to you, Anuja.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kevin. So with this, we have come to the end of the meeting, and we had a wonderful pathways session. As I said, pathways is something that we all should know about, take all the benefits of it, and then try to continue our Toastmasters journey in accordance with what pathways and the paths expect us to do. It surely benefits us. So a wonderful session by distinguished Toastmaster Priya, and thank you so much for coming here and giving us your 45 minutes and answering all the queries of everyone. I could see that people were like, they had this eyes open that, oh my God, pathways offers so much. And they were very excited that they have got to know so many things. So thank you so much for this session. It was very needed. And also to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Kevin, thank you for wonderfully orchestrating the whole meeting. From you came up with table topics on the spot that we have some time, let's do this here, and then wonderfully utilized the time. And the topic was also very necessary, as you said. We shouldn't believe WhatsApp forwards and not believe that if there's a packaging is good, so the thing is going to be good. I am a huge fan of traditional food myself. Like, I live on potatoes, I guess. I just love everything, anything should have potatoes in it, because I feel that one potato is enough to keep your energy high. You don't need Red Bull or anything. One potato is fine for it. So That's what I feel. And a nice session for this new age food. I think a lot of people loved it. And we had good speeches and everything. So with this, I would like to officially end the meeting. And thank you everyone for joining in. It would be great if the guests want to give their feedback on how they like the meeting and what are the takeaways or any suggestions. So we have Toastmaster Anish. How did you like the session today? I know you were the speaker, but still your feedback matters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anuja. Honestly, I've attended a couple of sessions. Actually, Toastmaster Kevin has always, shared the invites in terms of what's happening with the club, and I think he has really done an amazing job. I believe as a VP PR earlier in his term, because I kept on seeing what all the club was doing in terms of his updates on WhatsApp and all of that. So I attended a couple of sessions earlier, so I really did like the content that was there. And today's session was nonetheless even more informative. I think Priya took an amazing kind of a deep dive, if I could say so, about the pathways piece in terms of what can we do if you're starting for the very first time in Toastmasters. And and I love the theme as well. And I second with Kevin in terms of the new age food piece as well. A lot of similar, tasty food items were discussed. So I was also getting hungry at the same time.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anish. Mamta, how did you like the session? Mamta or Gomati, any one of you can unmute yourself and give your feedback.
Yeah, I can take a moment. Actually, this is the third time I'm attending the Toastmaster sessions. I mean, in this club, this is the first time. I just sometime before I got that link, then I'm not very sure what is the pathways. I mean, my knowledge is tracking, so we need to track and how we have to evaluate ourselves or something kind of. But still, I was very much interested to know what exactly pathways in Toastmasters. I just logged in and really I came to know what is exactly, so what need to be take away. I mean, how we can proceed and how to track and where we have to access those things. I have taken away from this session, and also the team, the icebreaker speech, or it was very good. And I mean, my inspiration here. So however, I mean, I have a confidence to improve myself, and I can give a good speech in future. So something in this club really it will help to proceed and to develop the skills. So that was really good. So the team also I liked much. So maybe I can continue to attend. I wish I can continue to attend this session every week.
Yeah,
thank
sure.
you. Thank you.
Amazing, Gomati. So thank you. And yes, Mamta, are you speaking? Okay. Okay, I think you are somewhere traveling. It's fine. So thank you everyone for joining in today, and we can end the meeting and have a good day. Enjoy your time and see you all next week.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you everyone. Thank you,
Thank you.
Toastmasters.
Bye. Bye,
Have a
Anuja.
wonderful weekend. Yeah.